What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, B Boy Snapshot TV, and tonight I'll go on my AEW Dynamite review and highlights. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content because I'm on the road to 6K. Follow my social media down below in the description, and let's get started. Now, AEW Dynamite was a very good show, and that's all I gotta say. AEW was live from Nashville, Tennessee. All right, it says blood and guts is upon us. Do y'all have it? It says we open backstage where Alex Marvez is on the hunt for a scoop from Will Ospreay in a parking lot, as the former AEW International Champion is trying to get in the ring, but someone has seemingly slashed his rental tire. Will Ospreay borrows the key from Alex Marvez as the two take a ride, with the former champ telling Alex Marvez he's never driven in America. Okay, we head to ringside for a recap of the nearly hour-long AEW International Championship bout last week on AEW Dynamite 250. After that, two rows of cheerleaders helped introduce the new champion. As MJF makes his way down the ramp, he enters the ring, calling to cut his music to a wave of boos. MJF says Will Ospreay couldn't use the Tiger Driver on him because he's a gutless coward, and the fact that people thought Will Ospreay would won when he could be Swerve Strickland as laughable. Okay. He quickly addressed Swerve Strickland, saying he better pray MJF doesn't come after him or his world championship before stating that when the spotlight is on, Will Ospreay he melts. Excuse me. He continues to run down the former champion before bringing Will Ospreay recently decre- deceased grandmother. The coward continues to the cow continues to jeer the champ as he calls out Will Ospreay to come out here and face him like a man, only to call him worthless for not being able to be here. Okay, MJF then talks about the title around his waist, acknowledging that it was built on workhorse before saying work hard is for horse. He wants the crowd down now, calling them partic on Pat Tro Tro Trotic and Tresh Trash Son. What's that word? Tree Sons. uh this title, like Daniel Garcia, Billy Boy, and the coward in the crowd, is nothing more than garbage, and he dumps the title into the trash can on the outside. MJF says he deserves a title of great status, eventually unveiling the American champion. This gets a USA chant from the crowd, but MJF says when he talks about America, he's not talking about nasty Nashville. He's talking about the most magical place in the world, Long Island, New York. He begins celebrating until Will Ospreay comes rushing down to go after him. The champ escapes to the safety of the outside as Will Ospreay tells MJF off before laying down the challenge for all in at Wembley Stadium. Backstage, Bryce Ramsberg is here for the coin toss ahead of tonight's main event, with Christopher Daniels seemingly beaten down despite the Young Bucks insisting he is taking a nap, and the coin toss revealed that the Elite have won the advantage going into Blood and Guts. Um, we head back to ringside for our opening contest as the Learning Tree Chris Jericho heads to the ring to defend the FTW championship with his student Barry Band from ringside. Out next is Maru Suzuki, and this match is underway. That promo itself was good, but the title that MJF got looks god awful. I like the AEW International Championship when Will Ospreay has it. It looks way better than the new the American Champion. That looks just like United States Champion. All you got to do is just change the it changed the AEW International Champion to AEW United States Champion because that belt itself looks just like the United States Champion. But that belt that MJ got looks god awful, and that's all I gotta say. It says we head back to ringside for our opening contest. That's not, yeah, I read that part already, but I'm going to read it again. We head back to ringside for our opening contest. The Learn Tree Chris Jericho heads to the ring to defend the FTW Championship with his students banned from ringside. Out next is Mauro Suzuki, and this match is underway. So we get FTW Championship match. Chris Jericho defends against Mauro Suzuki, and this match right here this was this was pretty good for what it was. I might as well say this was pretty good. We start off with an exchange of strikes between both men, with Suzuki sending Jericho to the corner multiple times. Jericho tries to escape to the opposite ring, but Suzuki catches him on the space between before bringing him back to where they need to be, where he continues to lay in more chops on the champ. Chris Jericho's chest is cut open from the impact as fans chant "Chop Forever." Jericho shouts at Suzuki before laying in a couple of chops of his own, which leads to the challenger continuing to wear him down as we go to picture in picture. Back from picture in picture, if you're wondering what went down during the break, re- rest assured they keep on chopping away at each other the entire time, even as we return. We 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 see the full effect of all these chops on Jericho as he starts to finally get one over on Suzuki, but the challenger traps him in the ropes for a modified triangle hold, simultaneously going after the hand of the learning tree before the referee intervenes. Suzuki brings the champ to the outside, slamming him on the announcer table before grabbing a steel chair to attack Jericho. He grabs another chair to continue the assault, still focusing on Jericho's hand before snapping one of the champ's fingers. The action eventually finds its way back in the ring where Suzuki continues to go after Jericho's fingers. The learner tree, the learner tree finally fight back to his feet, escaping the hold before hitting a code breaker, but only gets a near fall for his efforts. Both men fight back to their feet with forearms and elbow strikes, and with Suzuki getting the upper hand in the end before clinching a sleeper hold, but Jericho breaks free, countering into the walls of Jericho. Suzuki turns himself over, escaping before locking in another sleeper. He transitions to a God style power driver, but the learning tree breaks free and hits a low blow. He falls with the Jules effect, pinning Suzuki for the win. The winner of the match by pinfall and still your FTW champion, Chris Jericho. This was a fun match. Fun match. All right, Jericho celebrates the win, but Suzuki is back on his feet, dropping the champ with a guts with a God style power driver as a measure of revenge. Brian Keith and Big Bill arrive to the ring, laying out Suzuki until Shibata makes his way out for the save. The learning tree and his students escapes up the rim as we head backstage. That opening match was pretty fun, but to be honest, the finish fell a little flat considering what came before. Still, it was nice seeing Suzuki Manu Suzuki tonight. Yeah, that finish was the finish fell off. Like like I said, pretty good match, but the finish fell off. That's all I gotta say. We start to go a word from new female world women's champion Will Nightingale, but is interrupted by the arrival of Stokely Hathaway before Willow gets blindsided by Chris Statlander with the champ down. Stokely Hathaway talks about Chris Statlander's challenging for the title before walking off as we go to commercial. So finally catching up on the rest of that opening segment. Fun stuff. I find a level of humor in MJF doing the international title what Will Ospreay did with the IWGP United States Champion title last year. LOL. Nice way to kick off the show and build towards All In. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. So we go to commercial break. We go to an interview with Brian Danielson as he talks his recovery process as he gears up for All In. Before Jeff Jarrett interrupts to tell the American Dragon that he has a lot of work to do and that he needs to go all in as he faces Swerve Strickland at Wembley Stadium for the AEW World Championship. That match itself is going to be good between Brian Danielson and Swerve Strickland for the AEW World Champion at AEW All In. That match itself is going to be good. All right, back at ringside, Britt Baker makes her way to the ring for our next match. Britt Baker is ready for her in ring return as Hikaru Hikaru Shida makes her way out next. A recap reminding us of the rivalry between these two as the match gets underway. So we get Dr. Britt Baker DMD versus Hikaru Shida. And this match itself, this was not a bad match. This was a good match. Good match. All right. The two go at it from the opening lockup with Sheeta forced to the ropes, but Baker surprised her with a roll up for a near fall. Baker gets into the corner for her troubles as Sheeta gets caught by Baker for a lockjaw attempt, leading to a series of near falls between both. Baker heads to the corner as Sheeta gets back to her feet, sending the DMD to the outside where the two go at it. Sheeta gets Baker back Sheeta gets Baker to the barricade where she mounts up for a few punches, I'm not bridging, bringing her back to ringside to set her up on the apron for a massive running knee. She brings Baker back into the ring as we go to picture in picture. We're back from picture in picture. Sheeta continues to go to work on wearing Baker down, sending the DMD into the corner before picking up a near fall back in the corner. Sheeta goes for some mounted punches, but Baker escapes. Sheeta managed to get back in control as we return. That doesn't last long as Baker turns things around, sending Sheeta down hard before pulling out her glove, looking for a lockjaw, only for Sheeta to catch her by surprise, clinching in armbar for eventually transitioning into a guillotine. Baker escapes as Sheeta heads to the corner, but the action ends up in the middle of the ring where both ladies trade strikes. All right. Back Baker gets one over on Sheeta, but as a reversal leads to a series of near falls between them, Sheeta looking for a Falcon Arrow, but Baker is reversed into an armbar, only for Sheeta to get to the ropes for a rope break. Sheeta crawls over to the corner, debating whether to use the candlestick, which leads to Baker dropping her with a net breaker for a near fall. Sheeta hits a question mark kick to the Falcon Arrow, but Baker counters away from the katana for the lockjaw, and Sheeta taps out. The winner of the match by submission, Dr. Britt Baker DMD. This was I ain't gonna lie, this was a good match. That was a good match between Dr. Britt Baker and Hikaru Shida. All right, Baker briefly celebrates before Mercedes Moné comes out to address her. She teases that nothing would be hotter than the CEO versus the DMD before announcing her answer to Baker's challenges. No, the crowd boos but gets riled up as someone runs into the ring to blindside DMD, and it's Kamille, the former NWA women's champion lays Breaker out as Mercedes Moné enters the ring, raises her arm, putting a providable, providable stump on the new alliance. I can tell you right now, Kamille from the former NWA champion Kamille is going to turn on Mercedes Moné. I can see that happening. That Kamille is going to turn on Mercedes Moné. All right, let's move on. Good match between Baker and Sheeta thought not quite at the same level as previously bouts that said. The bigger story here is Kamille finally making her AEW debut after months of speculation, attacking Baker on behalf of Mercedes Moné. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. And to be honest, it would be okay if you read the previous post like it came from the happily from Parks and Rec, because I don't have much to say on it aside from nice to see Kamille finally on TV. LOL. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. So we go to commercial break. Backstage, Christian K says the particularly will address the fans from bowels of the arena before announcing that Nick Wayne will enter the World Royal Rampage this Friday. He lets Nick Wayne speak on this, but the prodigy focused his attention on Kip Sabian. After seeing him on Collision, the two have it out before we head back to ringside for our next match as Pac heads to the ring to face Boulder before the match gets underway. So we get Pac versus Boulder. This match was squash. I did not really care about this match, but I'm glad Pac won. Boulder used his size and strength for the early advantages, but Pac catches him off guard in the corner to turn things around in his favor, hitting the Black Arrow to pick up the win. The winner of the match, Pac. This was a squash match. All right. We cut backstage where Team AEW starts to break down in light of the assured assured between Swerve Strickland, Darby Allin, and the Acclaim, only for Mark Briscoe to act as a voice of reason, reminding them of how important it is to put these things aside for one night to make to I'm sorry not to make but to take down the elite at Blood and Guts. Back at ringside, Mariah May makes her debut as the Glamour with Caitlyn Alexis already in the ring as this match gets underway. So we get the Glamour Mariah May versus Caitlyn Alexis. This was another squash match. This match was awful. Awful match. Alright. Mariah May gets a massive shotgun dropkick on Alexis, and that sets pace a pace for a dominant performance from Mariah May as she wears Caitlyn down. She hits a Mayday on Alexis before setting her up in the corner, hitting a hip attack before pinning Caitlyn for the victory. The winner by pinfall, the Glamour Mariah May. This was a squash match. Mariah May doesn't get long to celebrate before someone enters the ring, revealing Tony Storm for a beatdown before officials rush into the ring to intervene. Tony Storm promised to put an end to Mariah May as we cut away from ringside. Alright. I already know that Mariah May is going to be Tony Storm at AEW All In. I already know. It says not much to say about Pac slash Builder and Mariah May slash Alexis, except that it helped me out a little with a small break from the pace of action. LOL. Good to see them setting Tony Storm and slash Mariah May up for some more after that latter match. However, hashtag AEW Dynamite. All right, on the team AEW segment, I do want to say it felt almost jarring for the issue between them to start bubbling back up, but having Mark Briscoe as a voice of reasons helped as the counterba- counterbalance to that. So the segment ends up working out just fine. LOL. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. So we get a video package, one final look at Blood and Guts ahead of our main event, highlighting the rise of the elite in its current form and the effect of Team AEW to take them down. We get a graphic reminding us of the rules of Blood and Guts and the head to ringside for the first man out, representing the elite is the scapegoat Jack Perry. He heads to ringside area as we go to commercial break. So we go to commercial break. Back at ringside, Darby Allin heads out as the first man representing Team AEW. Darby Allin heads towards the cage, but is intercepted by the scapegoat. Jack Perry blocks him before lifting him up for a powerbomb onto the side of the structure. J- um, the scapegoat, Jack Perry lays him back with a forearm before grabbing the steel step pumping them up against the barricade before bringing Darby Allin back to his feet, just long enough to launch him into the steps, the impact sending him over the barricade into the crowd. Darby Allin starts to fight back as the pair brawl throughout the crowd. Darby Allin finally gets back into it, sending Disco Jack Perry to the barricade before taking him back to ringside to get him into the structure. Jack Perry responds by throwing a chair at Darby Allin before setting up a trash can in the corner and then launching Darby Allin over his shoulders right into the can. Jack Perry stays on the attack with whatever he can reach before taunting Darby Allin with a kick, and Darby Allin starts fighting back to his feet. The two locking up, and Nicholas Johnson makes his way out next. He got a chair in one hand and a big AEW branded briefcase in the other as he steps into the structure. He sets up the chair in the middle of the ring before assisting Jack Perry for a double suplex, but Darby Allin fights out of it. This doesn't last long as Darby Allin gets sent into the side of the cage, keeping the Elite in control as we go to picture in picture. We're back from picture in picture. Nicholas Jackson and Jack Perry continue wearing Darby Allin down, taking turns at times before turning their attention to a cable for further damage. They then start focusing on the leg of Darby Allin, twisting it everything which way they can before stumping at the ankle. Then they then prop him against the ropes. Jack Perry pulls at Darby Allin face as we return from break. Out next for Team AEW is Mark Briscoe, who makes a beeline for the structure and goes after the Elite to a chant of them boys from the crowd as he used the chair as a launching pad on Jack Perry. He lands to the side of the ring for a ladder, propping it up in the corner before he and Darby Allin launches Nicholas Jackson into into it. Nick, with that with Nicholas Johnson down, Mark Briscoe set the ladder over him, allowing Darby Allin to get the drop on him. Darby goes after Jack Perry in the other ring, with Mark Briscoe continuing to attack Nicholas Jackson as Matthew Jackson makes his way out next. He also has a new briefcase of some sort, tossing it to Nicholas Jackson for a blindside on the ROH World Champion before dropping him onto it with a DDT. Um, Jack Perry got the other case in hand as the Young Bucks continued to attack Darby Allin and Mark Briscoe, and Matthews hitting a locomotion suplex on Darby Allin before launching him into the case held by the TNT champion. The attack head comes to a head with a backstabber on Darby Allin as the Elite celebrates their dominance despite the boos from the crowd. This attack continues as Anthony Bowens makes his way out next for Team AEW, quickly heading to the structure to go after Nicholas Jackson. He follows up with a super kick on Matthews and a famous on Jack Perry. But Matthews throws a case at the head of Anthony Bounce to take him down. Mark Briscoe catches Matthews by surprise, setting up a froggy bowl before the Young Bucks intervene once again. They set up for a TK driver, but Matthews gets caught with a cutter by Mark Briscoe. Thumbtacks came into play, but it becomes a weapon for Team AEW as they start to get the upper hand. Anthony Bowens pulled out a pair of scissors, attacking Matthews with it as Okada makes his way out next for the Elite. The Rainmaker has the Rainmaker Roll sign in hand, using it to great advantage as he swings away at Anthony Bowens. Darby Allin and then Mark Briscoe. Nicholas sets Mark Briscoe up for a low blow from Okada. The Elite are back in control as we head back to picture in picture. There were a lot of commercials during this match. I might as well say. But anyway, back from picture in picture, the Elite continues to wear down Team AEW, taking turns on who to attack who as they alternate between Mark Briscoe, Darby Allin, and Anthony Bonds. We can see Nicholas mocking the crowd before Mark Briscoe starts fighting back, but Okada intervenes to keep the Ring of Honor World Champion at bay as we come back from break. Max Caster makes his way out next before Team AEW, microphone in hand, not for a rap, but to use a weapon as he wallows Okada and the Young Bucks with it. The opening allows Team AEW to come back into it, wearing down the Elite as Max Caster brings out a barbed wire board with a graffiti from under the ring. The claim set up for a double suplex on Okada, but it gets turned around. Constant, courtesy of the Young Bucks, who slams Anthony Bounce onto the board instead. Another board is brought into the mix as they sandwich Anthony Bounce between the two, setting up for a massive swanton bomb for Nicholas. They get another bag of thumbtacks, putting some in Max Catcher's mouth for a double pump up super kick as Hangman Page music hits, but the final member of the Elite doesn't come out. The confusion allows Team AEW to get back in control with the Acclaim hitting a nasty leg drop on Nicholas as Swerve Strickland makes his way out. The final member of Team AEW makes his way down the ramp, only to be blindsided by Hangman Adam Page, who apparently waited to get the jump on the World Heavyweight, the AEW World Champion. Now Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page had the best feud in AEW. That is facts by itself. But anyway, let me continue. Hangman Adam Page pulls out two pairs of handcuffs, locking Swerve Strickland up against the side of the cage. He lays out Prince Nana before yelling at Swerve that he should never been champion. He starts laying into Swerve Strickland until Matthew Jackson gets a microphone to tell Hangman Hangman Adam Page that's a deal. It's a deal is a deal. Last time they suspended Hangman Adam Page. If he doesn't get in this ring, he's fired. This promotes Hangman Adam Page to finally stop his attack on the champ, entering the ring as Matthews demands that the match being official started despite Short Strickland still being on the outside. With the power used by the EVP, the referee calls for the bell, and Blood and Guts is officially underway as we go to picture in picture. We're back from picture in picture. Team AEW efforts to get the jump on the Elite end up falling flat as the Elite was able to take control once more. Swerve Strickland is trying to break free from the handcuffs, and the Elite continues to wear down their rival before we return from break. Jeff Jarrett comes out with a guitar in hand to a pop from the hometown crowd, only for Brandon Cutler to intervene. This doesn't end well for Brandon Cutler, and Billy Gunn intervenes, leading to a guitar in the cranium by Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett and Billy Gunn and Prisnada then work on breaking Swerve Strickland free of the handcuffs, and the job is finally done as the champ used a pair of bolt cutters to get into the structure. Swerve Strickland lays out the Young Bucks and Jack Perry before turning his attention to Hangman Adam Page, and the two started each order throwing down from across the two rings before meeting in the middle to go at it. The two trade punches before Swerve Strickland gets sent into one of the rings, but he escapes a buckshot layer attempt by Hangman Adam Page Price back, looking to use a bar board, but Darby Allin intervenes, taking him down. Okada gets into the fending him off. But Mark Briscoe managed to get jump on him until the scapegoat Jack Perry gets involved. Swerve Strickland is back up and goes after Hangman Adam Page with a staple gun, but Hangman fans him off long enough for Matthews to drop him with a low blow. The Elite then opens up one of the caves, revealing a set of staple guns that they use on Swerve Strickland. Schwarzenegger's in pain, but he laughs it off as he grabs a staple gun, catching Nicholas and then Jack Perry with it. Okada sets up for the Rainmaker only to flip Swerve Strickland off and takes it a staple to his hand for his troubles. Matthews then gets attacked with a staple gun from Swerve Strickland, who then staples Adam Page in the jaw before laying him out with their house call as we go to picture in picture once more. Back from picture in picture, the chaos spills outside as Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page fight their way up the ramp before crashing outside the side stage arena. Back at ringside, the battle between both teams find its way outside as well, with Team AEW still looking in a bad way as the TNT champion and acceptably goes to the full commercial break. We will remain this treachery forever, TNT. Commercial break. We're back and Darby Allin is on the attack inside the structure as Nicholas starts climbing up the side of the cage. Anthony Barnes goes after him, but is sent crashing through a stack of tables, going to the floor. So Anthony Barnes went through 4 tables. Wow, that is brutal. But anyway, back in the ring, Mark Briscoe catches matches with a J Driller, which is repeatedly for Jack Perry and Nicholas in honor of his fallen brother Jay Jay Briscoe. I know that Jay Briscoe must be watching Mark Briscoe, man. Jay Briscoe is proud of Mark Briscoe, man. That's all I gotta say. RP to Jay Briscoe, man. All right, Darby Allin sets Jack Perry up on a table as Mark Briscoe does the same on Matthews before climbing up the top for a froggy bowl to drive him through the table. And Darby Allin follows up by using the truss of the cage for a drop from the roof, crashing through Jack Perry on the other table to the mat. Masscaster makes his way back in with a pair of handcuffs, with Mark Briscoe using them on Jack Perry to keep him restraining before Masscaster hands him a candlestick. Mark Briscoe asks Jack Perry if he quits, but gets spat on for his efforts before Darby Allin says it's time to get the party started. We see Matthews is handcuffed to the ropes as he tries to reason with Mark Briscoe. Darby Allin steps in with a canister canister of what appears to be gasoline. He pours some gasoline onto Jack Perry before heading out of the ring to pull out a lighter, saying he's going to set Jack Perry on fire if he doesn't quit. He also says he wants a shot at the TNT title and that he will set Jack Perry on fire if he doesn't accept. Matthews intervenes, offering Darby Allin the title match as he tells Darby to stop. But that's not enough for Darby Allin, who tells him to surrender or he'll set Jack Perry on fire. Matthews relents, saying the Elite quits to bring this match to its conclusion. The winner of the match, Team Elite. This was a fantastic match. The match itself was fantastic. It was brutal. It was bloody at the same time. But Team AEW won. This was a fantastic match. With the show already on the overrun, we're left with the truncated celebration for Team AEW and a graphic remaining us of Royal Rampage this Friday as Dynamite comes to a close. Oh man, what a brutal affair of blood and guts was this year's. Despite a little bit of concern over the bill, I think the match was pretty much deliberate on the promise of chaos and well, blood and not literal guts. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. There were times when this match could easily gone to the Elite, but we got a bit of a twist in the finish to force a surrender. I think this was a great way to play off of the instantly from archery in the arena and build up the story between everyone involved. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. I'm not. I'm not. It says I'm not one of doing in in depth analysis through. So I just wrap up with this: blood and guts made for a wild, chaotic, and ultimately fun way to end hashtag AEW Dynamite tonight with a lot of clarity being made for the build to AEW All In. All right, in my opinion, AEW Dynamite was a good show, in my opinion. But it says quick match results. FTW champion match. Chris Jericho defeated Maru Suzuki. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, defeated Hikaru Shida. Pac defeated Boulder, which that match was a squash. The Glamour Marame defeated Caitlyn Alexis, which is another squash match. Blood and Guts Team AEW Swerve Strickland, the acclaimed Darby Allin, and Mark Briscoe defeated the Elite, the Young Bucks, Kazuchika Okada, the Scapegoat, Jack Perry, and Hangman Adam Page. That main event match was fantastic, was bloody and brutal at the same time. It says that will do for Dynamite. And this year, wild and chaotic edition of Anthony of Blood and Guts. We will see you next Wednesday as the road to Elite AEW All In continues and AEW Dynamite goes off the air. Now, after that match, the Acclaim cut a fantastic promo, and that's all I gotta say. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. After that match, that the camera panned over to the Acclaim backstage, and the Acclaim cut a fantastic promo, and that's all I gotta say. But anyway, AEW Dynamite was a good show. But my favorite match of the night was the main event, Team AEW versus Team Elite. That was the highlight of the night right there. That was the match of the night. You know what I'm saying? And I enjoyed that. But anyway, AEW Dynamite was a good show, and that's all I gotta say. But anyway, if you guys enjoy my AEW Dynamite review on highlight, please give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below what you guys think of AEW Dynamite, because AEW Dynamite last night was a good show, and that's all I gotta say. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content like this. Follow my social media down below in the description, and I will see you guys tomorrow for my WWE SmackDown review and highlights. This your boy, Big Boy Snackshine TV. Have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings, kept your club. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang. And I will make a YouTube short and send a message to my subscribers and viewers that I'm going to have an upcoming world premiere for my AEW Dynamite review and highlights around 4 o'clock a.m. Standard Time Eastern Time right here on YouTube. And that YouTube short video is coming up next. Have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. And I'm glad that I am back. Sorry if I've been out for 2 days for Tuesday and Wednesday, but I'm glad that I am back, man. This your boy, B-Boy Snackshine TV. Have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. And hit me up down below in the comment section to see who's going to let me know. Do you guys want to join the KFG club? Anyway, have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings, kept your club. Too sweet, and I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang. And all I gotta say is just stay positive. Just be true to yourself, man. Just focus on yourself and listen to your good friends and family that surround you. And that's all I gotta say. And I'm only 2 away from 6K subscribers, man. Help me get to 6K subscribers, man. And that's all I gotta say. At the end of the day, it's just too sweet. And I will see you guys later. Have um have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. And remember, stay too sweet. And I'm out of here. Gang. Too sweet. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang.